world needs more creators, I feel.
To the creativity concept and how to generate more creativity, and that how creativity generates solutions for the world. And isn't that such a needed thing right now, more than ever before, with the crisis that we're dealing with in this world, this global crisis? And let's
Mm.
compound that with the reality of our global, not only health crisis, but we're dealing with global green issues, animal issues. Hi, welcome to another episode where we get to meet amazing people who are making amazing changes in this world to help with humanitarian and environmental initiatives. I'm so excited today to be able to introduce you to a wonderful friend of mine, a person I've known for a very long time, and he's made some great changes in this world globally and locally. His name is Dane Reeves, and he is the owner and founder of Monkey Lingo Language School. He's an advocate for animal rights and appreciation for cultural rights. Welcome, Dane. So glad to have you here today. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. The days are getting darker quicker in Canada as it's getting closer to winter, but good. Yeah, everything's going in the right direction for Monkey Lingo and in activism. So
You're a passionate advocate for animal rights. Would you like to sort of discuss a little bit more of how you got into that, and what kind of was your aha moment of why you wanted to sort of follow that path?
the short version is I studied philosophy in university and I took an animal rights class, and the professor was like, why are humans more valuable than non-human animals? And I was just, nobody in the class could come up with a good reason. You know, I think I said at the time, because we can go to other planets and keep surviving. He's like, okay, why is that a good thing? So we can destroy other planets. Like, why, on a moral standing basis, what is, you know, the reason why we're more valuable and existentially. So the only kind of thing that was said in that class, and I remember that class like clear as day, is somebody said like, oh, because of our intelligence, try to do better and protect, right? um, and so that's when I started to be vegetarian, because I was like, okay, I should be protecting. I shouldn't be doing this stuff to non-human animals that really are on the same, they're innocent. They're kind of neutral in the moral standing kind of plane, I guess. This is very natural. It goes into a lot of other things. But I turned vegan because my grandma got cancer, and I read or I saw some things that veganism might help with that. And so to give her a kind of another hope or something that, possibility, I became vegan and started cooking for my grandma. And she tried it a little bit, and she grandma's very stubborn. She just doesn't. I don't know. She's one of those grandmas that has a hard time branching out, I guess. But she tried it and it was good. And then she eventually didn't turn vegetarian, vegan, but I did. I did. Once I was there, I was like, oh, this is easy and this makes more sense, because the dairy industry is worse probably than the meat industry. Um, so it's it's just sticking out with the animals too. It just it every day you just feel more that you're doing something. It's such a big problem, like environmentally, like with famine in the world. If all the food and all the water that we give to growing non-human animals just went straight to people, right? We're not feeding 7 billion people. We're feeding, I think they did a study in like 2018, there's over 70 billion farm animals killed, right? So 70 billion farm animals grown, right, and killed, um,
Are you talking per year?
per year. Yeah, so
Wow.
it's not just 7 billion people, it's 77 billion, you know, people. And the non-human animals, the pigs and the cows, pigs eat 2 to 3 times more than us, and the cows I think it's like 6 times. So it's just like, it's not even 77 billion people. It's like over if we're equating it to how much a human eats, it's over 100 billion, like easily.
Wow.
So yeah, all those reasons, like the poverty. I mean, there have been studies that I've read of like the amount of slaughterhouses in an area increases, like can double the rates of, violence and murder and rape and abuse in all forms, just because the workers that are at these slaughterhouses are just around, this kind of disinterest to life and just like treating life like it's nothing, right? And then they go home and they're like, they kick the dog because they've been like beating on the cow all day, and then it goes, to, wives and children and the whole family, and then it's just a virus of its own. And then, I mean, it's just like, and then the animals, like, it's just like to practice compassion and empathy, um, and appreciation and respect to an entity that doesn't do anything for you. I guess it keeps the world in balance. It helps keep our planet in balance. These non-human animals and that, but it really directly, they don't care about you unless you meet them personally. And there have been many quotes. I think it was Gandhi. It was just like the measure of a society or a community can be measured on like how it treats its animals. And so it's just, I don't know, it's just unnecessary and oppressive and dominant and just things that I don't want in my life. So yeah, I mean, like, I just, and yeah, I don't know. It's, I think the whole with pandemics, and I just, everywhere I turn, it's just like this, like veganism could just solve all of the problems, like health and heart disease and cancer. I didn't even talk about health, but
So if
yeah.
if I were to ask you how, so let's just go through that for a second. So you're saying veganism, because that's a bold statement for some people that are, that aren't following the vegan path. So
Yeah.
you're saying veganism can solve a lot of problems. Let's just go through that one more time. So how can it solve? So if I were to ask you, if I was brand new to this, how can veganism solve world problems?
Well, this is just big. Okay, the list is, okay, environmentalism, because we use all the land and all to feed the animals, and that takes up a whole bunch of land space. Also, the waste from the animals is just polluting everywhere. The natural, habitat destruction, that can go on and on and on. Greenhouse gas, methane produced from cows, like, and they're farting and gas. Anyways, the second one is like the social bit of like, the number of slaughterhouses in a given area can literally double the rate of violence, because it's a practice of disinterest to what a life is, right? Life doesn't matter. So then you go home and then it's just, life doesn't matter here, and you'll just be physical with life around you and your family. Then you got pandemics. I guess it's, this pandemic was caused from animal agriculture, right? And pandemics before it, bird flu and swine flu, like those are animals that we eat as a society or have eaten, right? They come from those animals. So and even in the factory farms, like, it's not just some wild thing out from China. It's right here. In any case, so pandemics, I don't know, that spreads into like health. Like health, the leading cause of death is heart disease. Veganism has been shown to drastically reduce heart disease because there's way less cholesterol on the diet, as opposed to if you're stuffing your arteries with cholesterol from meat. So it's in animals. So animal poverty and famine, I guess, could be 4, because all those resources, we're not feeding 7 billion people, we're feeding 77 billion people, actually probably more, because the non-human animals eat more than humans on average. And all that food, all that water could just go to the communities that, need it. Like, and people complain about the 1%, but really, if you're having a burger made out of an animal, it's like you're in the 1%. You are, taking the resources that could go to people of the other 99%. So if you're judging that 1% that we usually talk about in North America, you're acting the same way, so to speak. Like it's the same principle. And I don't know, the fifth one, last one, could be like non-human animal rights. I mean, like, even if you didn't care about non-human animals, there's still 4 reasons, very good reasons, to go and be vegan. Like, slowly go to it, whatever, over time, but make sure it's going in the right direction and you're getting there. I don't know. I feel great being vegan, and I'm like at least not contributing to all of these problems. And yeah, when you practice compassion and empathy and respect and appreciation to those who can do nothing for you, it's like you have no problem doing it to people and those around you, right? It's just you practice it every day and it just becomes so easy. And fundamentally, it makes you a better person, I guess. It's not the only way to become a better person, but it's 5 big reasons are pretty big ones, if you ask me. So yeah.
Powerful words.